Then I can say Lord so and so. Huh? So when the two houses come together in Britain, United Kingdom, they are known as what? The parliaments. The parliament. So parliament. So parliament is another name for National Assembly in Nigeria, Congress in Britain, and it's US. Parliament in Britain, Congress in US, National Assembly in Nigeria. You can also use Nigeria National Assembly as parliament because we have this conflict of interest since we have practiced British style before. Now we shifted to American style, so we can keep on using the two nomenclature here and there. Just as the moment you are mixing up the Queen's English together with American English. I'm not here to teach English. I hope you got this clear. Very well. This is the legislative organ of government. So those guys in the House of Representatives, they call themselves what? Honorables. Honorables so and so. Whether they're honorable or not, you are the one to decide, not me. I don't judge. I state the facts. Are they actually honorable? Those who are representing you. Okay. Those in the Senate, they call themselves a senator. They say it's excellency. Are they actually excellency? Anyway, so this is legislature. Do you think I still have some time off to go through executive? Oh, I don't think so. Anyway, let me try. Okay? Let us see. How this will not be able to shoot my time. Let's see. Hope you understand this. You can always reach out to me. Okay? Like this. Yeah? Okay? So, let's go to the next one, which is what? The executive. Come on. I'm checking my plan. The executive. Okay? So we're going to the executive. The executive, you can see now, organ. Legislative organ. Judiciary organ. So, the executive organ is the branch of government, the arms of government that enforce and implements and execute the laws and the policies of government. They are not just enforcing the laws, they are also executing government policies. Huh? Good. This executive, for instance, in Nigeria, just I've told you, we have legislative at the state and at the national. We also have executive at the state, at the federal, and also at even local government. For the federal government, the executive is made about the president, or say the presidency. Let me use that word, because there's a difference between the president and the presidency. The president is just one person in office, but the presidency means the president and his vice president, and of course his cabinets. President, vice president, cabinets. Who are the cabinets? These cabinets are the ministers. The ministers be appointed. And apart from that, you also have got advisors. Advisors. And sometimes they can make you so bogus to waste Nigerian money. You can have senior advisor, you can also have junior advisor. It's not make sense to me anyway, but then that's what they do. That's why we spend too much of money paying analysis and salaries for all these guys. So all these put together are the presidency for the federal government. For the states, you have the governor, and And of course, his vice, as deputy governor, and of course, the commissioners. The commissioners. Unfortunately, again, he also has a group of advisors. Oh gosh, I remember one of the Nigerian leaders said he has so many advisors, but none of them have good advice to give to him. Even if they give him advice, will he take it? That's by the way. Therefore, the local governments, we have the chairman, the vice chairman, and of course the councillors. So these are the executive at these levels. But sometimes the councillors can also form the executive arm at the what do you call it, the local government level. So these are the executive. What are their duties? Fundamentally, enforce and implement law. Just mentioned that one. 2, I said they execute government policies. In fact, they what's the word? There's one word nobody use. They form government policy and they also execute it after being approved. Okay? Government policies. Alright? They prepare or design budgets. Prepare or design budgets. Either for the state, for the federal, or for local government. Budget will be submitted to the legislative arm for approval. They appoint, all appointments in government are done by the executive. They appoint ministers, appoint commissioners, but they will need approval of the legislative arm, either at the state or the federal level. Okay. Remember that the police, for instance in Nigeria now, the police force are under the federal government executive. The army are under the executive. And that's why the president is the chief, is the commander-in-chief, CAC, of the armed forces. And when we say armed forces, please take this very well, careful. Please careful because of objective question. When we say armed forces in Nigeria, armed forces simply means the army. That's the soldier, the navy, and the air force. Police is not part of the air force. Police is on its own, as stated in the Nigerian constitution. So the armed forces are those three: the army, soldier, the navy, and the air force. Okay. Also, we have separate chief for police, Inspector General of Police. Separate chief of army, chief of army staff. Okay. Executive. As we have types of legislature, we also have types of executive. I've given you some of their duties here. You can go for more types of executive. We have zero, we have single, and we have dual. So when we say zero, it means a system or arrangement where the leader is a nominal head. A nominal head. Or we call it a figure head. Or a titular head. It's just there as a figurehead. He has no executive power over others. For instance, during the Igbo traditional system, we have the council of the elders that are made up of oparas. Oparas are the first sons of the family. So the most senior opara become the chairman, the head of the council. But being the head of the council is a zero head. He has no executive power over the council. All the international organizations, ECOWAS, AU, United Nations, the head is a zero executive because it has no executive power over others. So no country at the moment has its own executive, no country. But what we have is single executive, where we have one head. One head. And what we say dual, you have two heads. Two heads. Two leaders at the same time. Huh? This is common with what we call parliamentary system of government. Parliamentary system of government, or you call it cabinet system of government, where you have the head of states as ceremonial president, and you have the head of government as the prime minister. Okay? That's dual leaders, dual executive. Huh? One is head of state, and that's head of government. But a single executive, we have just one leader. Huh? And that person is called an executive president. This person is both the head of state as well as what? Head of government. Just as you have in Nigeria today, as you have in the US. But this is typical of UK. And why you have two leaders, particularly with this system, parliamentary is dual executive. Are you there? Good. That's executive for you. I think I've done justice to that. What do you think? Okay. So let me do this. My time is gone. Oh, wow. What can I do? What can I do? Okay, let me try for judicial. Hope you are getting value for this time. And for your data, please share the link with your friends. Huh? So you can enjoy the same value you are getting. Stay tuned to get more value, you know? Good. Let's go. Look at that. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. So let me take this one as my time, limit of my time will permit, judiciary organ or judicial organ. The judiciary, as I said, interprets laws in the states. The word interpret means they explain, they define the law. They make you and I to understand what the law is saying, the laws that were made and enforced. What is the law saying? They break it down to layman understanding. And they also adjudicate. The word adjudicate means they punish offenders. They punish lawbreakers. Punish offenders, punish lawbreakers. These two are not supposed to punish. They are supposed to report you to the judiciary. Is that what they do in Nigeria? You know that. You know what I do. So this is the punisher, judiciary, not this, not police. So judiciary punish the lawbreakers. Okay? Good. When we talk about judiciary this time around, judiciary is talking about the law court. The law court. So when you are talking about types of judiciary, you're talking about types of law court. This judiciary also have a way of checkmating these other two organs. But that will be discussed when we are talking about the basic principles in government, separation of power, and checks and balances. We'll come to that. All right? Good. But let's look at the types of law courts in Nigeria. The first is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is said to be the highest and the final court in Nigeria. That is as far as 1963. But Supreme Court was introduced in 1954 under the 18th Constitution. But at that time, it was not the highest court. It was subjected to the Court of England called Judiciary Committee of the Privy Council. Committee of the Privy Council. Until 1963, when we became a republic. The new Constitution, Republican Constitution, 1963, October 1st, stated that the Supreme Court is the final and highest court. So when judgment is given Supreme Court, that's the final. No appeal anyway. Unless you ask God. And God is not part of this organs of government. Okay, Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is headed by what they call Chief Justice. Chief Justice, not Chief Judge, Justice. Either of the Federation or of Nigeria. Nation of Nigeria and Nation of Federation. CGN or CGF. Appointed by the President, approved by the Senate, National Assembly. After this, we have the Federal Court of Appeal. Federal Court of Appeal. Headed by what? The court president, not the president executive, the court president. And after that, we have Federal High Courts. It's in Abuja. Headed by who? A chief judge, not justice, chief judge. And after that, we have what they call court, state court of appeal, state court, state high court, also headed by one chief judge. And then we have magistrate courts, headed by who? Chief magistrates. And we also have what they call Sharia court. Sharia. This Sharia court is recognized by the Nigerian Constitution, but it's only applicable to the Muslims. Why? It is based on Islamic injunction. So it is headed by Al-Kali. We also have Sharia Court of Appeal. If it's Court of Appeal, it's headed by what? Grand Qadi. Grand Qadi. Or Qadi. I don't know whether Qadi or Qadi. That is Sharia Court of Appeal. The Sharia Court for Muslims. And the last court we have there is customary or local courts. This operates at the local government to settle little cases. So we have judiciary officials that are appointed and sent to manage some places at the local government. That's what you do. Go and do your registry. Go and send to small cases, husband and wife, two boys fighting on the street. Or do some other signing of papers and all those things. Both you can do it at those local courts. So these are types of courts or types of judiciary, because judiciary means the law courts. I think we have done well for today. I've taken you through the elementary of government, which is the foundation, the meaning and the scope. Remember, I gave you the meaning and the scope. Saying government as an institution of the states, government as an act of governing, a process, and government as an academic field of studies. We look at the functions of government. We look at why do we study government. We look at the features, the elements, the characteristics of government. And that took us to the organs, branches, arms, institution of government. 3 legs, the NECO Government, giving us this mathematical equation. And I break them down one after the other. I have no doubt in my mind that you enjoyed this session. Stay tuned and please share this link with your friends. Also enjoy what you have enjoyed. And if you have any further questions on this, please send it across to us and we'll attend to it. And have another opportunity like this, I intend to go further, taking you to basic concepts of government. Where you talk about power, authority, legitimacy, states, society, nation states, political culture, political socialization, democracy. And then when we are done with that, we'll progress what we call basic principles of government. When you talk about separation of power, checks and balances, judicial independence, centralization, decentralization, okay? Constitutionalism, the mode of production by Kamas, oligarchy. Stay tuned. Thank you for your time. See you next session.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, preparing you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.